The Monster in Whitechapel, London, autumn 1888. A dense fog blankets the streets of Whitechapel, one of the city's poorest, most overcrowded neighborhoods. By morning, a woman is found brutally murdered in a dark alley, her throat cut, her body mutilated. Within weeks, the bodies begin to pile up. A letter arrives at the police station. Signed, "Yours truly, Jack the Ripper." Thus begins one of the most infamous murder sprees in history, committed by a phantom who was never caught. This is the true story of Jack the Ripper and the 5 women whose lives were taken in a city that looked the other way. Names, not numbers. The media called them prostitutes. The police barely said their names. But these women were human beings with histories, families, and pain. Mary Ann Nichols, age 43, left her abusive husband, lived in lodging houses, fighting alcoholism, murdered August 31st. Annie Chapman, age 47, a mother of 3. Her life unraveled after her daughter died. Murdered September 8th. Elizabeth Stride, age 44, a Swedish immigrant, independent, hopeful for a better life. Murdered September 30th. Catherine Eddowes, age 46, known for her intelligence and wit. Her body was found mutilated beyond recognition just 45 minutes after Stride. Mary Jane Kelly, she was murdered in her own bed. Her body mutilated with such savagery it shocked even hardened detectives. Age 25, the youngest, a former model. These are the canonical 5, but the real number may be higher. Precise, brutal, personal. Each victim was killed at night, in public spaces or humble lodgings. Throats slit with surgical precision. Abdomen slashed, organs removed, sometimes taken. This wasn't random. This was ritualistic. The killer struck in near total silence in some of the busiest streets in East London. No one heard him. He seemed to vanish into the fog. Panic spread through Whitechapel. Newspapers fanned the flames with grotesque illustrations and lurid headlines. But behind the hysteria was a deeper truth. These murders exposed the neglect, poverty, and misogyny embedded in Victorian society. Mockery and fear as the body count grew. The police received dozens of letters, many hoaxes, but a few too disturbing to ignore. The most infamous, the Dear Boss letter, postmarked September 25th, signed, Jack the Ripper. It promised more bloodshed and came true just days later. Another note, the From Hell letter, arrived with a grisly souvenir, half a human kidney, allegedly taken from Catherine Eddowes. Whether the killer truly wrote them remains unknown. But one thing is clear. He wanted attention, and he got it. A city in shadows, the Metropolitan Police were over. Hundreds of officers scoured Whitechapel's labyrinthine alleys. Suspects were arrested, questioned, and released. They profiled the killer as someone with medical knowledge, possibly a surgeon or butcher. No forensic science, The killer had the perfect hunting ground down, the perfect era. Some say the police knew who he was but couldn't prove it. Others believe he was protected by class, power, or secrecy. The investigation spiraled into dead ends and wild theories. And then, like that, the killings stopped. Who was Jack the Ripper? Over 130 names have been proposed over the decades. Among them, DNA evidence in 2014 allegedly linked him to a victim's shawl, but the results remain disputed. Montague John, a troubled barrister who drowned himself after Mary Kelly's death. Arinkis, a Polish immigrant and accused posthumously by author Patricia Cornwell, who claims his art contains hidden clues. Prince Albert Victor, Queen Victoria's grandson, a theory steeped in scandal and conspiracy but lacking solid proof. Walter Sickert, a famous painter obsessed with the murders. Still no conclusive evidence, no confession, no justice. Fear, fantasy, and forgotten lives. Jack the Ripper became a myth, a legend, a monster in pop culture. His name is immortalized in books, films, and twisted Halloween masks. But the victims, they were left behind, poor, abused, and dehumanized in death just as in life. He was more than a killer. He was a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of the human condition. And like this video to support more deep dive true crime investigations. What do you think? Was Jack the Ripper a madman in the fog or a man protected by privilege? Let us know your theory in the comments. And if you're drawn to the world's darkest unsolved crimes, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. We post new episodes every week uncovering the terrifying truths history tried to bury.